All right, let's talk about Leonardo da Vinci. We all know Leonardo the painter, of course, but today we're going to look past the canvas, deep into the mind of Leonardo the engineer. We're going to explore two of his most brilliant bridge designs. One is a total marvel of simplicity, and the other, well, the other is just a breathtaking leap of imagination.
So, when I say the name Da Vinci, what pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably the Mona Lisa's mysterious smile, right? Or maybe that iconic scene from The Last Supper. He's the poster child for the Renaissance artist. But you know what? That's really only half the story.
Because when you dig into his private notebooks, you find this. This isn't a painting, it's a blueprint. This is the other Leonardo, the inventor, the architect, the engineer. And this sketch right here, it just perfectly reveals a mind that was totally obsessed with solving huge problems in the most elegant way you can imagine.
Okay, so first up, let's look at a design that was born from pure practical need. And get this, it's a bridge that holds itself up with absolutely no nails, no screws, not even a scrap of rope.
What's so wild is the reason he designed it. This wasn't for some grand city, this was for an army. In a letter to the Duke of Milan, Leonardo basically pitched it as a military secret weapon. I mean, just picture it. You're chasing an enemy. You come to a river and you need to get your troops across now. You need something fast, light, and strong that you can throw together and take apart in a flash.
So how in the world does it work? Well, it's all about really clever geometry. You start with these notched wooden beams, and then you basically start weaving them together, over, under, interlocking them. You don't need any fasteners because each and every piece of wood transfers its load right onto the next one.
And you can see the whole process right here. As you add more beams, the whole structure just locks itself into place. Here's the crazy part. The weight of the bridge itself, and yeah, anyone crossing it, is what creates the tension and compression that holds the whole thing together. So the more weight you put on it, the tighter and stronger it gets. It's just pure genius.
You know, there's actually a technical name for this amazing idea. It's called a reciprocal structure. It's a system where every single piece leans on the next one in a closed loop. This lets you build these really long bridges using only short, easy-to-carry pieces. Honestly, think of it as the ultimate IKEA flat pack, but designed for a 15th century battlefield.
Okay, so we've seen Leonardo, the practical engineer. Now let's switch gears and meet Leonardo, the ambitious dreamer. If that first bridge was all about simple, functional brilliance, this next one, well, this was about completely defying what people thought was even possible. So fast forward to the year 1502. Leonardo gets word that the powerful ruler of the Ottoman Empire, Sultan Bayezid II, wants to build a bridge in Constantinople. And Leonardo, never one to miss a chance, sends him a proposal. And let me tell you, it was a proposal for the ages.
The plan was absolutely audacious. He wanted to span the Golden Horn waterway, connecting two parts of the city, Galata and Istanbul. He was literally proposing a bridge to connect Europe and Asia. Just look at the scale of this thing. And his design? Wow. He didn't suggest the typical series of little stone arches, nope. He proposed one single, massive, flattened arch, unlike anything anyone had ever even conceived of, let alone built. He even promised it would be so tall a ship could pass under with its sails all the way up.
Now, to really get how completely radical this was, you need a little perspective. Back then, the longest stone arch bridge span was about 37 meters. Leonardo was proposing a single span of over 240 meters. That's not just a bit longer, it's more than 6 times the record. So, unsurprisingly, the Sultan and his engineers looked at it and basically said, no way, it's impossible. The project was rejected and the design just got filed away, lost for centuries.
But here's the real question. Was it impossible? This is where the story gets so good. Because 500 years later, a few modern engineers and artists decided they were going to find out.
In 2016, a version of the bridge was built at the Château du Clos-Lucé in France. And what's amazing is that's the very place Leonardo spent the last years of his life. It's kind of poetic, right? Anyway, using his original drawings, craftsmen proved that the design wasn't just beautiful, it was 100% structurally sound.
But the first major build actually happened back in 2001, in Norway. An artist named Vebjørn Sand championed the project. And while they used modern wood, the core design, the principles, that elegant, flattened arch, that was all Leonardo. The very thing that seemed impossible 5 centuries ago, it works perfectly. It just proves Leonardo wasn't just dreaming. He was simply centuries ahead of his time.
And if that's not enough proof for you, check this out.
To really test the universal genius of the design, that same artist took it to the most extreme environment on Earth, Antarctica. His team built a version of the bridge out of solid ice, an ice bridge. And of course, it stood perfectly. It just goes to show you, the principles of physics are the same everywhere, and Leonardo understood them so deeply his design works with wood, stone, or even frozen water.
So, what do these two completely different designs really tell us about the incredible mind that created them?
Let's just break it down. On one side, you have the self-supporting bridge. It's for the military. It's temporary, made of simple wooden beams. Its genius is all about practicality and simplicity. On the other side, you have the Golden Horn Bridge. It's permanent, a civic monument, meant to be built from stone. Its genius is pure, unadulterated vision and ambition. It's like seeing two sides of the same incredible brain at work.
And I think this really gets to the heart of what made Leonardo so unique. He just didn't see a line between art and engineering. For him, a bridge had to be functional, absolutely, but it also had to be elegant. A machine had to work, of course, but its form was just as important. His real brilliance was right there, in that perfect fusion of beauty and function.
And that kind of leaves us with one last fascinating question, doesn't it? Leonardo's impossible bridge had to wait 500 years for someone to finally build it. It really makes you wonder, what other marvels, what other revolutionary ideas are still out there, just hiding in plain sight, sketched in some dusty old notebook, waiting for the rest of us to finally catch up?